Hey, so for your pillowcase, this is what you have so far, right? You should have your 13-inch wide one, your 25-inch wide one, and then a 4-inch wide one. What I need you to do, if you haven't done it yet, is to take your 4-inch wide one and fold it in half, long ways, so that it becomes 2 inches, and iron it so that you have a nice crease, because we're going to use that next. All right, so if you haven't done that, pause the video and go iron your piece, and then come back to us. All right, the rest of this, we're going to keep going. So this next part is called Burrito Magic on your instructions. This is where we're kind of going to make what's called a burrito. This is called the burrito method. It starts with your top piece. This is the piece that's going to be on the top of your pillow, and it's also the 13-inch wide one. And if any time I go too fast, pause the video or rewind. But I'm just going to keep going forward. Ready? Let's go. Okay, so starting with your top piece, your 13-inch wide. You're going to lay it out, unfold it. If it's folded right here, lay it out flat. Now, remember how we talked about at the beginning of the class when you were doing your sewing samples about wrong and right side of the fabric? And on your instructions, you'll see those marks. Okay, when you see an X, that means it should be the wrong side facing up. When you see a check mark, that's the right. Okay, we want the right side of the fabric facing up for this one. See, wrong side is facing down, right side facing up, right? Lay it out. Do it with me. Pause if you need to get yours done. All right, next, you're going to take your folded 4-inch piece, it's now 2 inches. You're going to take the end that's open, not the folded end, okay? Folds right here, open. You're going to line that up at the top of your top piece. Now, some of your pieces might be different in length. That's okay. It happens. That's just something that happens with fabric. They're not always exactly the same size. So just make sure one side is lined up. I'm choosing to do this side lined up. See, mine is a little longer. That's okay. If yours is a lot longer, that means you probably cut your fabric wrong, and then we'll need to fix it. So you do that by sewing your pieces back together and then cutting it the right way. Hopefully, you don't have to do this. Okay, so you're going to line it up all the way across. You want to make it nice and even. So if it's on this side, you don't see that side, and if it's on this side, you don't see the back side. It's perfectly lined up. You can do that all the way across. Ready? Okay. Now, you're going to take your big piece of fabric, your 25-inch one. This is your main fabric, okay? And it needs to have the right side facing down. Okay, so the wrong side should be the side that you see. Now, on mine, I have a top and a bottom because I've got words on it. And I need to decide which way I want it to face. And when my pillow's done, I want the words to be the top of the word to be this side and the bottom that way. So I'm going to lay it like that. If you don't have this issue, you don't need to worry about it. I'm going to lay it like this so I know this is the way I want it to be finished. And then I'm going to fold it over the top like this because that's how I know it's going to sew together. If yours is like this strawberry one where it doesn't have a top and a bottom, if there's no words, then you don't need to worry about that. Now, you're going to take your end, right? Line it up just like you did the folded piece. Line up, and then you're going to line it up all the way across. Okay, making sure that all of those layers stay tight together, lined up, okay? Now, this is where we make the burrito. This piece right here that's on top with where you should be seeing the wrong side of the fabric, you're going to roll that up like the stuffing in the burrito, okay? Roll, roll, roll. Roll to about halfway. You don't want it to go all the way to the top because you don't want to sew this part in there. You'll see why later. Okay. Now, this bottom part is kind of like the tortilla. And this is what rolls around the inside of the burrito. See? And this is going to line up at the top with the other ones. Okay? line up, line up, line up. See? You're going to line them up nice and straight because you want them all together because you don't want to miss any of them when you go to sew. Okay? So when you pin, you can pin one of two ways. You can pin in through here like this, or you can pin with it facing this way. I like this way because it's easier to pull them out. You're going to go ahead and pin all the way across, making sure it lines up, and then you'll be ready to sew. Meet you at the sewing machine.